So much for joining me here at Rock on the Range. First off, how's it feel to be playing Rock on the Range? It's definitely, I mean, bringing like a little bit of hip hop element into things is like a little out of the element for the festival. So I was thrilled to see it added on this year.
Yeah, I hope I don't get lynched.
No.
Nah, I was excited to come, man. I kind of got my feet wet with this style of performing. Well, with being in the world of rock and roll bands on Warped Tour, so I mean, we tend to get along like perfectly. I mean, we're into the same music. We're pretty much all raised on the same shit. So,
how do you feel about the genre diversity in general? I feel like it doesn't matter anymore. That an artist doesn't have to feel boxed into one particular thing or another.
I think a lot of times, well, some things are clear, like some bands are clearly metal, you know what I'm saying? Some bands are clearly country, some bands are clearly outlaw country. I mean, when you get into blending genres like, you know, what I'm doing, especially with my last album, Love Story, yeah, it could be a little vague on how to place it, but I mean, that's just my generation. That's just Slumerican. That's how I'd pretty much describe it. You know, I grew up listening to everything, you know. But, you know, instead of picking one genre to stick with, you know, I kind of like just kind of spread my wings and, you know, instead of wearing the t-shirt, I want to make the music, you know. So, I mean, it's challenging, you know. It's definitely hard to do tastefully, you know. But we spend a lot of time making the music, you know, just really focusing on paying respect to whatever genre that we're, you know, inspired by, you know. Not to disrespect country or rock and roll or hip hop, and simultaneously make a record that tips the hat to all three genres. So, yeah, it's walking on eggshells for sure.
Can you talk a little bit about the recording process for Love Story, maybe one or two songs in particular, and tell me what the mindset was like when you were putting everything together?
Well, we were about 40 songs / ideas deep before we had the first song that we felt was good enough. And it happened, well, I went to jail in Nashville one night, just getting rowdy on Printer's Alley. And, you know, stayed the night in jail, and then when I made bail, I took a taxi straight to the studio. I had no sleep. I fell asleep on the couch in the studio at Blackbird. When I woke up, turned the lights on, hit the space bar, and Outer Space, the instrumental was playing. Willpower had created Outer Space, I guess when I went to jail. And I was blown away. I went straight to the truck. I burned it to a CD, went to the truck, wrote the record, came back, and that was the first song off Love Story. We knew we had the first song. So that was one session. I don't think sessions ever happen the same twice. You know, another really cool session was bringing in the McCary sisters, who did backup singing for, I mean, they toured with Bob Dylan for a really long time. They're a classic group of sisters, and they're amazing vocalists. They came in to do background vocals on Devil in My Veins. We recorded that all analog, you know, just not even a metronome, just upright bass. Jeff Fireball from Hillbilly Casino, Zach and Lindsay on cello and violin, and Bones Owens guitar, and myself on vocals. It's a very stripped down record. It's my favorite off the album.
Does the area or the city like in which you're recording become like a character and everything too?
Yeah, major. Yeah. I mean, you can hear you know, you can hear when an artist goes, is it Mephistopheles of Los Angeles? That's Is that the how you pronounce it, Mephistopheles? I think.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't know. But I mean, even that's an example of him being there in that world and soaking up that environment. I mean, like Nashville, I did that on purpose. I wanted to get back there. I mean, I lived there when I was a kid, and I wanted to go back there and reconnect with those roots. So yeah, and locking down in Blackbird Studios, man, you're just crowded with like brilliant musicians, and
I can't even imagine the history that's just within the wall. It's just.
I mean, while I was recording, Leonard Skinner came through, the Black Keys came through, in separate rooms, obviously, but yeah, it was just constant, so it was just, it was always, wow, what, there was a lot happening, so it was, one of the rooms I recorded, the room I recorded Outer Space in, they actually mastered the surround sound of Thriller, Michael Jackson's.
Really?
Yeah. So it's the only room they have that actually you can listen to it where it was mixed. It's pretty crazy.
I'm sure you were like learning things too, like stories and all that stuff, and then that plays an influence too.
Yeah, definitely. I learned how valuable an engineer is. I made friends with probably my life engineer. His name's Leland. He became like really the rock in the studio, that allowed us to do whatever we wanted, whatever we could imagine. He knew how to make it happen,
I'm always fascinated by an artist's ability to tell a story, whether it's with words, with sounds, that invokes an emotion within the listener. When did music first begin speaking to you?
Storytelling wise, probably Ghetto Boys. My mom is playing tricks on me. That style of storytelling, Scarface, Ice Cube, Johnny Cash, that very Hank Williams, Charlie Daniels. There's a lot of similarities there of just very simple, to the point, walk you through the story.
Have you found that your interpretations of it change, like, as you grow up? I know, like, a lot of what I will listen to, like, when I was younger, I took one type of message away from it, and now that I'm older, I'm like, okay, now it has a different viewpoint for me.
Are you asking, what was your question? I'm sorry.
That's okay, honey. I said, you find that your interpretation of different songs and things that spoke to you once when you were younger has changed over the years.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's things I just literally didn't understand what they were saying at all. I didn't have enough life experience to even, soak that in. I still don't know what Stairway to Heaven means.
I think open for interpretation forever. It's timeless.
I have a tough time understanding Eddie Vedder. I don't know what the hell he's saying sometimes. Some things, you never really figure out.
Can you talk a little bit about the collaboration with Eminem on Best Friend? And the video for that was just beautifully done. Like, I love that you guys did not forget the art of the music video, because I love seeing that visual element to it.
Yeah, that's my good friend Spidey. He shot the cover of Love Story. He shot all the insert covers. We became really close, and became a close friend of mine in Nashville. We just started hanging, man. We were having dinner, and I thought it was a video that he could. His name's Ryan Smith, and he's done a number of amazing videos, rock and roll videos, and I just thought it was something that he could take on and really, really capture, which he did. Man, he's just brilliant that way, man. He knows how to capture emotion, and I don't know, this album, it was a real turning point for me. Just kind of like fully focusing out of my own creative wants, you know what I mean? And there was no other really you know, hats off to Shady. They allowed me to do that. So, but so far it's really paying off, you know. So I'm extremely happy, man. Yeah, that video is incredible. That wolf actually is a Yelawolf breed.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really rare actually, and his name's Michael, which is my name, which is weird. He was raised in Detroit, but he's from like Yugoslavia.
How did you find that? Like, how could they?
We knew we wanted a wolf, and there happened to be a trainer in Detroit with a Yelawolf. So, yeah, pretty crazy.
Talk about surreal. That's awesome.
We broke down though instantly, me and Michael. Yeah. Yo, but when he started growling, like playing around, like you knew it was a wolf. It was clearly a wolf.
Like it's not a puppy. That it's not.
No.
So what can we expect from your set at Rock on the Range? We're super excited for this performance. Is it hard for you to put together a set list now?
Well, yeah, actually it is hard, you know, because I've got quite a bit of music, you know, but it's just, all right, what are we moving on with? What are we moving forward with, you know? So yeah, I had 30 minutes to create a set, you know. I didn't have 30 minutes to create a set. I had to create a set for a 30-minute slot. So, you know, we had to toil around with it, but fuck it, you know, we're just gonna go out there and play these songs and, you know, just have a good time. You know, I'm not gonna beat myself up over, oh man, I should have played that or I should have played that. I'm just going out there and rock some new records off Love Story and a couple other ones from earlier projects.
Awesome. And what's next for you after the festival? What's the rest of summer look like for you?
Pretty busy. Yeah, we've still got about 40-something shows to do on this tour, this Love Story tour. So yeah, a lot.
Pretty much locked up for the rest of the summer. It's busy.
Yeah, we've got, you know, the rest of the summer booked. We got some festivals overseas, and I think a Canada tour coming up. We usually always do Australia, so yeah, just working.
That's awesome. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking a few minutes to speak with me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Why are you wearing a chain that says bitch when you're so nice?
It's a conversation starter.
You're about the furthest from a bitch I can imagine.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that one.